before we get to our main event, we have another 12-rounder for you. Clarence Adams takes on Mike Juarez, and boxing fans are very familiar with the name Bones Adams. He's been around the block many times. Where is he on the landscape of that division?
Well, we've seen him here on ESPN several times. He's had a couple of title shots against Orlando Canizales and Kevin Kelly. And the amazing thing about Clarence is he's only 23 years of age, and he is a veteran in the world of boxing. But you know what? Tonight's a little bit of a crossroads for him because he really needs a good performance to tell the boxing moguls out there, I can still challenge for a world title. Now, it's an opportunity for his opponent tonight, Mike Juarez, to make a name for himself. It really is, and that's why for Bones Adams this is difficult and in some ways critical, because Mike Juarez, a 27-year-old with a good record at 21-6, is a guy who might have a shot at an upset here, and he's going to go for it as well as he can because a win would vault him to another level in boxing. All right, we are at the State Fair in Columbus, Ohio. Pleasure to be here. We're ready for 2 hours of live boxing action. Let's turn to our ring announcer and welcome in Mark Biro.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Celeste Center at the Ohio State Fair in Columbus, Ohio, for an evening of championship boxing on the Deuce ESPN2. Under the promotion of TKO Productions in association with Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Tonight's bouts are under the auspices of the Ohio Boxing Commission. The chairman, Jeff Hastings, executive director in attendance tonight, Paul Amorillo. This is your first championship bout of the evening. It is scheduled for 12 rounds for the IBA Intercontinental Featherweight Championship. IBA supervisors in attendance, Rex Reese and Bill Kelsey. Your referee for this event, from Niles, Ohio, Bernie Profato. Introducing now the principals first in the red corner to my right, wearing the blue trunks, white trim. He weighs in at 126 pounds. His professional record reads 21 victories, 6 defeats, 1 draw, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Omaha, Nebraska. Here is Mike the Wizard Juarez. Juarez. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with gold sequin trim. He weighs in at 123.5 pounds with a professional record of 33 victories, 3 defeats, 3 draws, and 17 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Kansas City, Missouri. Here is Clarence Bedbones Adams. 12 rounds for the IBA Intercontinental Featherweight Championship.
All right, Mike Bones, you've heard your instructions in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Let's protect ourselves at all times. Let's do it.
Here are the rules as governed by the IBA. 3 knockdown rule in effect. No standing 8 count. Fighter may be saved by the bell in the final round only. Only the referee can stop the fight in a headbutt or intentional foul. They'll go to the scorecards after 3 rounds. It's our first bout of the evening at the Celeste Center in Columbus, Ohio, on the grounds of the State Fair. And we begin round number 1. Clarence Bones Adams in the black and gold. Mike Juarez in the blue. And as Al mentioned, Adams turned pro at the age of 15. He's 23 years of age. He has 39 pro bouts, 200 rounds under his belt. And if you're wondering about first-round knockouts, Bones Adams has 9, the last coming 1 year, 5 months, and 16 days ago against Leon Rozier. Mike Juarez has never recorded a first-round knockout.
Mike Juarez has been in against a couple of top people. He fought Philip Holliday, who just lost his IBF title last night. We'll have more about that in the ringside report. Lost him in 10 rounds and was knocked out in the second round by Jeff Fennick, also a former world champion.
There is one common opponent on both boxers' record. The name Kino Rodriguez. In June of last year, Juarez scored a 12-round decision against Rodriguez, whereas Adams is coming off a win against Rodriguez in a 6-round bout, that back on July the 14th. Adams was 26-0-1 with 15 knockouts prior to losing to Orlando Canizales for the IBF title back in 1993. He then lost 3 in a row by way of knockout, losing to Frankie Toledo and Jeff Trimble.
And in the Toledo fight, he suffered a dislocated shoulder. We did that fight here on ESPN, and that was the primary reason he lost. Bones wasn't fighting too badly in that match. Juarez coming forward, trying to work the body. He'll be as aggressive as he can. Bones Adams is a very well-schooled boxer. Fundamentally as sound as you would like. Not a big puncher, but has all the skills.
17 knockouts in those 39 pro bouts. Is he that notch below? Does he have the opportunity? You think he still has the ability to become a championship boxer?
Oh, I think there's no question that if Bones Adams could string together 6 or 7 nice wins and stay injury-free at the age of 23, there's no question that he could get another title shot. How well he will do with it, that remains to be seen. After all, when he fought Orlando Canizales, he still had plenty left, and still does. We saw Orlando win. And had a very close fight with Kelly, so no question he could be in the hunt.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1. This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds. Clarence Adams and Mike Juarez on the deuce. Welcome back to Columbus, Ohio. Get a look at Mike Juarez as we begin round number 2 of the scheduled 12-round bout for the IBA Featherweight Continentals Championship. Bones Adams and Mike Juarez, and we take a look at some numbers from round 1.
Bones Adams getting the edge, doubling the number of punches landed, and most of those were good body punches. He really concentrated on the body.
Juarez, as I mentioned earlier, has never recorded a first-round knockout. He does have 3 second-round knockouts, but the last second-round knockout came in November of 1990, 6 years, 8 months, 4 days ago. It's 19 bouts ago for Juarez against Steve Myers. Adams has 3 second-round knockouts. In fact, 15 of Adams' 17 knockouts have come within the first 3 rounds.
He is not, and most of those really against the lesser opponents that he fights. When he gets in against the better guys, he is primarily a distance fighter. He won 27 straight bouts before he ran into Orlando Canizales, did Bones Adams, and that's why he got the title shot. That was one of his finest hours, even in defeat. Really, the only match that you can look at and say that Adams fought really poorly was the Kelly bout that ended to be a draw, and both men really performed in a bad way in that match.
So while we're talking about punching power, you see the ratio. Adams with a 44%, 17 of 39 bouts. He has 3 knockout losses. Juarez 9 of 28, 32%. He has 2 knockout losses.
Neither man is a renowned puncher. That's evident by that graphic.
Adams also had a 10-round draw back in 1995 against Edwin Santana, who we saw on ESPN Championship Boxing last week in Las Vegas.
Against Orlando Canizales.
So. Like an isosceles triangle.
The circle is unbroken. Hey, you got here too late, as did I. We didn't get to sample all the food at the fair. It looked pretty good, though.
Oh, very nice.
And you didn't ride those bumper cars, did you?
No, but I did go on a hayride.
Well, hands are free, boxer there. Boxer free.
I'm not going to touch that. I think I'll just let that sit there.
Just to get from my car to the building, I hopped in one of those little hay rides.
Very nice.
Soak up the flavor.
There's Adams going downstairs with the right hand. Juarez is looking to get the right hand, and he's got a nice right hand, and he would hope that that punch would be the one to make a difference. There he is with the punch, but it missed.
All right, step back for me, step back.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2, a round in which Mike Juarez has been a bit more on the offensive side, and he slugs it out with Bones Adams, scheduled for 12.
For years.
We begin round number 3 of the scheduled 12-round bout. The IBA Continentals Featherweight Championship at stake. Bones Adams in the black trunks and Mike Juarez in the blue. We take a look at the numbers in round 2.
Adams throwing a lot less than Juarez, but landing at a much better clip. and had the edge in punches landed in that round.
That's a tough round to judge.
That will be a tough one. That was one that I considered giving to Juarez. I didn't. I gave it to Bones Adams. Adams is very accurate with his punches.
Just for the heck of it, I gave it to Juarez for the aggression.
You are entitled to do that. And when a guy throws 40-some more punches than another guy, it's highly conceivable he could have won that round. Nice body work by Adams. He has really been committed to that over these first couple of rounds. Those are really good body shots. Much sharper effort from Adams than when we last saw him against Kevin Kelly. Of course, Kevin Kelly is an excellent fighter, and they did not make a good matchup. Surprisingly, I thought they would, but their styles just didn't mesh very well.